Yes. What's going on, man? Let me know you can hear me on YouTube as we gather here on this fine Sunday night. It's hard to adjust doing service on Sunday night, not Sunday morning. But I wanted, my man said, Ross, appreciate you loud and clear. But I wanted to, just try different times, see what's up. Let some different people, maybe the people in Australia are feeling good right now and they're awake. We'll bring them in. The money flow. So, if you'll notice on this chart, it don't matter what it is. I turned off Instagram because somebody was going to say, what ticker is this? And I was going to kick them out of church. So I still don't have my right stand for Instagram, so I apologize. I'm having to work around it. I'm having to be a Marine to have to overcome. As all traders should be, right? A trader, you need to be a creative personality. What you're trying to embark upon as a trader or investor is the ultimate form of entrepreneurialism. It's this idea of trying to make money with money. Meaning the product itself is money. That's what attracts the gambler to gambling, is the fact that the inventory is pretty low. It's just you. That's it. You don't have to bring any tables. You don't have to set anything up, And so this lure of making money with money, the problem with that is everybody else on planet Earth likes it too. And so when you wake up every day in the morning, you think, I want to get in the stock market. Guess what? There's about 1 billion other people doing it too. Not 1 billion. I don't know exactly how many. But a lot of people get up every day with the same idea and the same purpose to go in these markets and take your money. Or try to take your money. And it's not always a zero-sum game, but a lot of times it is, meaning when one person wins, another person loses, but it's not at a direct correlation like that. Because you don't know why I sold, and I don't know why you bought, and vice versa. Meaning your purchase could be here, have those shares. I don't need them anymore. And so it's not always zero-sum where we're hurting other people, meaning for you to profit, nobody else has to get hurt. It's not like that. It's not a game like that. But people can get hurt. Don't be mistaken. There's a lot of ways to get wrecked and lose all your money. What you're looking at here is a daily chart. This is Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's made up of about 30 stocks. Not about, exactly 30 stocks. If you come up here on stock charts and you were to click where it says chart list and start to come down, one of the things you'll see right here is you'll see Dow 30. Dow 30 means there's 30 stocks. And so if I click it, it'll bring up the chart and I could scroll through all 30 stocks of the Dow Jones Industrial. And often when a guy says, what do you think I should trade? Right there, bro. Why don't we just narrow it down? Just trade these. There's 30 of them. And that means you're going to have to go look and see what they are. See, the Dow, while it may not be called that, is actually a trading system. Sometimes when you say trading, people think I'm going to buy it and sell it. Yeah, that's trading. That is commerce. The word trade, that's where it comes from, to do an exchange. And that's what we're doing when we go to the stock market, right? But everybody that gets up every morning to do this have different goals, different dreams, different opportunities, and different purposes. Some people get up to provide liquidity for the market. And what we saw Saturday night around midnight, little after, Bitcoin didn't have much liquidity and there were a lot of selling and very little buying. And we saw the price of Bitcoin, if we were to pull Bitcoin up here, $BTC USD on stock charts. And what we saw was a 22% collapse in less than an hour where Bitcoin went straight down. Straight down. And what it did, and a lot of you guys already know this, speaking to the choir, what it did is broke support. Now, we were placing bets. That's what they were. Nobody knows. We were placing bets that it was going to go up. It went down. And I sent out a tweet today and I said, listen, I should tweet right now. Why didn't I tweet, man? Why didn't somebody tweet for me? God damn. Lazy bastards. Let's see. I don't even know where my other phone is, man. So, Bitcoin breaks support. Look at this. Right there. It breaks it. Now, where do we expect it to go at that point? Well, and I'm jumping ahead, but I just want you to understand that the whole point of the money flow, this thing that I talk about, is to add order to this chaos of movement. When that broke, I make the assumption that it's going where it was before. Right about there. About 42,500. Now, this is hand grenades. This is not horseshoes. I mean, it don't have to fucking ring it. Like, it's just going to be the general area, okay? Right down in about, right about in here. About where it bounced off. About where it bounced off. So, we kind of made the assumption it probably stopped right there. That's the rules of the game. That's the rules of the money flow game. What makes the money flow work is there's some things that I just fucking assume are going to happen. I just assume. I assume that over time, in the big picture, and you'll hear people in the crypto market say this, when in doubt, step back, look back, take the chart out, right? And if we were to look over the lifetime of this asset, like many assets, you're going to see a pattern of price where we're back to the Dow Jones now, where price just goes up. But in the process of going up, it does a lot of going down. And over time, it just grinds it out, man. It just goes higher. And what makes all this movement, these things going up and down, this is, man, don't make no doubt about it. This is spiritual. A lot of people they misunderstand this, man. When they look at that, like, what do you see? What do you see when you look at that? A lot of people, when they see price, all they see is fucking dollar signs. I know when you don't understand the money flow, you haven't figured out the money flow when you tell me your fucking account balance every day. That's a new person trying to figure out the money flow. They think it equates to account balance today. Where's it at today? Well, and that day it was there, and that day it was there, and that day over there it was there, and that day it was there, and then for a few days it went up, and then it came back down, then it went up, and then it came back down. And that's what price does. It moves up, moves down, and it just keeps doing that every day. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't give a fuck about your kids or your wife or what's going on at your house. It's not waiting on you. It's millions of people who've gotten up every day and they make decisions based on what they see in front of them. Maybe it's a chart. Maybe it's Twitter. They get a tweet and then they sell. Maybe they have a computer that tracks Twitter, and whenever Elon Musk says something that mentions Bitcoin, they immediately short it or sell it or whatever. They have some formula and it's a computer and it does it super fast. Maybe that's it, right? Maybe that's what they're doing. And so they're using their skill set of being able to engineer software shit and make computers do things, and they do it super fast. And that's what they're doing. And then some people that they just buy it. They don't do shit. They just hold it. So it don't matter what comes out on Twitter. They don't care. Right? There's people. So from one extreme to the other, the high frequency trader all the way to the buy and holder. Warren Buffett, right? And they're all reading the same news. You don't know anything Buffett doesn't know. There's nothing you know that he doesn't know. That always surprises me, because sometimes people will give me great insight, great intellect after they've gone down and read a book or went down the YouTube trail. And I'm like, really? You think that'll happen? Why didn't a billionaire take his money out then? You don't think he has YouTube? You don't think he can read news? You don't think he has analysts? This is the problem when you get too far down the conspiracy hole. And some people lean that way, and they're negative. And one thing I've discovered in the stock market is I've gone through these years and years and years, and we're going to talk about the pattern and tickers and all that. You don't need to know all that. That's easy, guys. You can just Google top 50 stocks in America, and you'll get a pretty damn good list. is that, really. Top 20 stocks. And you'll get a pretty good list. And if you were to say Kathy Wood's top 10 holdings, Google will give you the list. If you were to say, and you just put it in and it gives it to you, there you go. So there's no secrets. There's no secret stocks, right? There's no secret indicators. Nothing secret. It's just everyone reacting through fear and greed, reacting to what they see right here, price, based on news. Now, some of them don't even use charts. They're using fundamental analysis and coming up, taking ratios of this metric and that metric and bringing it all. And this reflects all of that. All of the drama of the day, all the fear and all the greed. This reflects it right here. And this up here, here's the beautiful thing about the money flow. So as I'm trying to take in all this data, that's too much data for you to take in. And then you're like, well, I want to do options. So you're going through that, right? And you're doing that and you're buying shit and you're studying that. And other people, now they're doing futures, and then there's currencies and there's fucking bonds and REITs and tech stocks and growth stocks and biotechs and penny stocks, right? And small caps and mid caps and large caps and indexes and ETFs and ETNs. You know what an electronically traded note is? You know what that is? You know what a weighted index is? And if not to make all of that shit even more complicated, what do we got? Target date funds. They figured out in the future when you needed it. Now, they don't know jack shit. They don't know anything about the future. But somehow they've created funds that can do that in the future. Nonsense. None of those are beating the S&P 500. It's all marketing, man. And so inside of all of this going on, you got Twitter, you got your wife, you got to go to work. Fuck, man, I got to do blah, blah. And you got this and your girlfriend. And then your little drama in your head every time it doesn't work out into the fucking world. And you got to deal with your emotions. And you go from Navy SEAL to like 11th grade cheerleader. Fucking, that's your mood swings. You can expand. There's always one, right? There's always somebody in the class. All right, sir. Thanks, Victor. I've been trading 21 years. I didn't know I could readjust my chart. Appreciate it. So Victor's in church and explained to me how to adjust the chart signal. Guess he knows what my class is about today. So as we look at, can somebody remove Victor from church, please? You see this here. And it's pretty simple. It says stages, stage 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now, we could get fancier, called accumulation, markup, uptrend, breakout, whatever you want to call it. That we call the day of the markup, the day of the stage 2 advance, we call that the breakout. That's the breakout. And as price moves higher, this movement of price, this here, let's pull over here, it's this. Right? Now we got to have a way of defining that. Let's clean this up for a second. We got to have a way of defining this. And I could just take a marker and I could use the green line. It's like, all right, stage 1's got to be on this side of the green line, right? So we're looking for a box formation and then price breaking above it. We know that's a stage 2. Just go with me and pretend like you know. It's going up, right? And I'm watching the RSI and I know when this goes above 70, I need to start looking for the stage 3. Now, beside the point, that's a reversal candle. Let's pretend like we don't know that. And we see his price breaks over. And we got our other indicators, and I'm jumping through. We're going to come back to these. See where it crossed the center line. Everything's going down. When you see that, if you were to, Instagram, I can move it over. If we were to go over there, you can kind of make the assumption price is headed downtown. Okay? And that's this pattern right here. Now, I don't know where it's going. Let me state what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, it tends to move in this pattern of sideways up, sideways down. Now, it can break pattern. It can go sideways up, sideways, break out again, sideways, break out again, sideways, and you have what's called a runaway, where prices, it just continues to run higher, like a Tesla, what we're seeing with Apple, what we've seen, you've seen it with other things, GameStop, AMC, a lot of these things, man. They get going and they just go, and then they kind of pause, and then they go, and they kind of pause, and they go, and pause. Well, you can get the same effect to the downside. So as much as price tends to stage 1, 2, 3, 4, stops, 1, 2, 3, and you just see this general flow of price moving through the stages. Elliott wave. No, man. Nobody even said the word Elliott. How did this happen to me? Somebody let somebody in with the Elliott wave. We always got to complicate it. Now, Elliott wave, they taught that there's 5 movements, okay? In the money flow, there's 4. And it's a different movement. It's just sideways up, sideways down. So as we're looking at the Dow here, let's clean this up. This green line that we see, I keep mine green. I don't know what color you keep yours in. That's the simple 20-day moving average. Now, Victor is probably going to let me know that besides the simple, there's the weighted. Besides their weighted, there's exponential. So, in case you were going to tell me that, sir, I do know that. And this is a simple moving average. It's just 20 of these bars. And we can look. And if you look, they're pretty chaotic if you watch the bars. Like, we're breaking out. Oh, shit. No, we're not. Yeah, no. Yeah, we are. Yours is blue. That's because you're wrong. Your 20 days always green, sir. Someone please remove Goatee from church. So as price moves higher, it's drifting away from this 20-day moving average. And so the 20-day moving average helps me see the pattern of price movement. See how it moves, right? And so if we lay the 20 over it, now look, there's just price. The only indicator we got on this chart, this Dow Jones Industrial, the only indicator we got is the RSI. And we know the RSI doesn't say if price has gone too high or too low. What the RSI says is relative to the last 14 days, price has gone too far. It's not a statement on whether can it continue going. It's just saying that it's gone too far. You need to slow down. You went a little too far, and then you'll see price back off from it. And is it self-fulfilling? I don't know, because virtually everyone on a trade desk who trades, whether it be almost any kind of trader I've ever seen, uses the RSI. Now, the RSI was created like 1977. What was it, 75, 77? But in 1978, Jay Wilder wrote a book. And in the book was the math formula for the RSI indicator. Stands for Relative Strength Index. And as an oscillator, it's measuring price as it oscillates up and down. So if we were to look right here, what do you see oscillating? You got 4 days where price went down. Red, 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 red. Price is oscillating. Well, what the RSI is measuring is 14 of these bad boys. It wants to see a 14-day average. Well, if you look over here at 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, what's the average? Not much. 2 weeks of movement, it ran up, came back down. Like it hasn't done shit, right? So if you look up at the RSI, what's it doing? Not much. Not much. So that RSI doesn't tell me anything. It tells me what the chart tells me. The price is not moving. And so the RSI doesn't do me much good in here. This is not what it's for. And so as I'm looking at it, this isn't what I give a shit about. is not doing anything there. I did say 1978, didn't I? So the RSI is not doing anything. So I don't really care about the RSI in those zones right there. You're going to be able to see on price it's not going anywhere. And you can almost draw it on RSI. There's people that trade with it. Just like that. And there's whole trading strategies built around using a 10-day and a 14-day or 7-day and a 14-day and blah, blah, blah. Okay? What I'm concerned with is the extreme points. The points that go extreme. Right here. We could do it this way. Let's just lay this on. Now, this is not 100%. Right? It isn't. But if we go look on those days, it's kind of enough that it warrants your attention. And so any strategy or system or methodology that you're trying to use, they call this technical analysis, like you're reading a chart. And it's just one aspect of trading. It just gives you a visual representation of the emotions of the people who get up every day to make money with money. The hedge funds, the mutual funds, the private offices, the endowment funds. You know, they got the same of these in every other country. The rich people, the money flow gang, right? So we're all watching this. Now, you'll hear me use this phrase, a completed swing trade. Whenever the RSI goes extreme and then extreme again, if I'm in a trade, it's over. That doesn't mean I got to get out. It just means your trade's over. Meaning you better get your money out. That's a completed swing trade. I used to have books on this. One day I'll bring them out about the boxes here. But there's no need to complicate this. End up like the Elliott wave people, man. So, price topped out. What do we expect it to do? Another completed swing trade, man. And that's what it's done. Extreme point. Now we've hit another one. Right? So right there. So far, that's the low. So far, it's worked. Look. Now, what do I expect? Well, if I'm a student of the money flow, I believe that over time, asset prices go up. That's a crazy view. A lot of people think they go down. If they went down most of the time, wouldn't it be zero? But it's not zero. So the money flow trading system is a trend following strategy that hopes to capture the uptrends, avoid or downsize shares, or to capitalize by shorting the down moves depending on your goals. Strategy is based on the belief that price moves in 4 stages and that 71% of the time the move that the S&P is in a stage 2 breakout or drifting higher. And as I watch price, that's what this is, right? Price is more important than the moving averages. And the worst thing I think you can do as a new trader, and I get this a lot, hey, Gerald, I want to set my charts up just like yours. Okay. The fact that you don't know how to set them up just like mine probably means you shouldn't set them up just like mine. Like we should go maybe slow it down a minute. Maybe before you throw a bunch of shit on your chart that you actually do not know what you're looking at, understand why, who created it, when, or what the point of it is. Rather than confuse yourself with all of this, you already got a wife, a husband, kid, job, bunch of shit going on, hobbies and friends, and all this other shit's trying to distract you. You're already dealing with drinking, being overweight, exercising, whatever problems you got going on. Because I know you have fucking problems. Because you're a human being. I don't like when I meet people that appear to be perfect. You're like, bullshit. You ever meet people that look perfect? His hair. I don't trust guys with perfect hair. Why you put so much effort into that? This makes me wonder, man. Kind of weirds me out. The except Muhammad, not you, bro. The man, we stopped right on the 200, didn't we? I would do this in stages, man. That's why I put out that course, Getting Started with Stock Charts. Because I felt like I had a lot of people trade with me that really didn't understand moving averages. They really didn't understand the MACD. They didn't even own a book by the guy that created it. I bet you. Nah, Professor knows I'm teasing him. I bet you don't know who created the MACD. Everybody who doesn't know, go take this off your charts. Get rid of this shit right here. Take this off. Go take it off. You're not allowed to have it anymore. You don't even know who gave it to you. It was given to you free. This shit came from God, man. You didn't pay anything. Stock charts didn't make this up. They didn't invent this. This here. This is called the histogram. And guess what? This wasn't the original MACD. This wasn't the original MACD. It wasn't a histogram. It was a line crossover. You need to know your history, man, where you guys came from. Before you picked up a phone to trade, people were trading. And they were writing it down with a pencil on graph paper. Like they took it. If you had to use a pencil and graph paper, we could take my audience from 500 to about 3. You're like, I ain't doing that. But that's what your forefathers did. They did. All of ours. All of ours. All of our forefathers had it worse. All of them. Some worse than others, of course. But they all had it harder than you. No alarm clock, no camera, no YouTube, nothing. The guy says, these lines, this 20-day simple moving average, is a very, very important center point to the money flow. And I would encourage you, and I do this a lot, just take all that shit off your charts. Take it all off, man. Just look at it. See if you can't guess. I'd love to be able to do this. I like to do this as a right, like before they can join I hand them a blank chart and I say circle the bar where you think it crosses the 20-day moving average. And then you got to do this to yourself. Print it off. And then go circle it where you think it goes below and where it goes above. It's super important. And so if we were to come over here, because why? It helps us identify this. It helps us confirm the stage 2 breakout and the stage 4 breakdown. It helps us confirm it. But once you've looked at this enough, you don't need this. You can see it. You can see it. And we ain't even talked about boxes or stage 1s or zones of accumulation. We're just talking about the 20-day. If I was to lay it on here, let's put it on 20. And you got to make it green, not my friend that said he has his in blue. That makes you wrong, sir. You know, do we pick this day here? This day and this day? Do we get that? This day? Now, if we combine this with what I did on the RSI, let's do this. Day that it crosses over, we put a line there. Crosses over. It's not perfect. We get a few jumps here. Right? Go down. Draw them out, man. Draw them out. Where's our RSIs? What are you going to start to see? you're going to start to see this pattern here emerge. And when you see it, man, you don't even need indicators anymore. You can just tell. Now, here's what people who are new to stock market miss. This run up could take months and 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 months. Then starts topping. Then down it comes. Guy says, I lost all my profits. No, you didn't. What do you mean? What do you mean you lost them all? Well, my account balance went down. Yeah, right now, it's stage 4. I don't know if it's going to then go into a 1, and then it's going to go sideways, and then it's going to break out again. So, meaning it doesn't stop doing this. It keeps doing this. Meaning it'll run again, and growth stocks will go up again, and Roku will be overpriced again, and Palantir and all the stock, they'll all one day be overpriced again. They've done it bunches of times. Netflix is run up, crash down, run up, crash down, run up, crash down. And the whole time is doing that. A lot of people just watched it. And they didn't make any money off it. They made a little on trade, give it back, well, get it one. Now you stopped out. Now move that, because that's how most people perceive trading. Is this, you're using your fucking intellect and brain power, and you're just, and you're in and you're out, and you're in and you're out, and you're in and out, and you're in and out, and you're in and out. I think that's the only way to trade, man. No, it's not. That might be how you trade. That ain't the only way to trade. But the system is fractal. What do I mean? Meaning we don't have to stay on a daily chart. Let's go to a 1 hour. The Dow Jones on a 1 hour. You'll see it again. There's a runaway downtrend here, though. Can you tell when it crosses over if you don't have the indicators up? Of course you can. Of course you can, bro. Of course you can. Why? So I'm constantly trying to draw these stages here, okay? So if you look, you got 3 stages. So every day as price moves higher, or in this case, lower, we're going down now, right? What am I looking for? Stage 1s. So I'm looking for, what does that look like? What does the MACD look like? What does the RSI look like? What does the moving averages look like? Now here's the problem. What we're looking for on this, 1, I need the RSI to go extreme. It doesn't have to, but I like it to. And if you look, price tried to stop here where it stopped before. So these are just zones. So if you back it up, you'll see price has stopped in this area here, and then here, and then here, and here, right? So price has stopped here before. Not only is it stopped here before, we got the RSI going extreme. So if I come over here and I go through my indicator list, you're going to see, and the one we've been talking about mostly is the RSI, but there's the 5-day exponential, 10-day, 20, support and resistance in MACD. Meaning all of these little component parts, I'm looking at it together at the same time as I look. But here's what I would caution you. Go understand, what is an exponential moving average? How does the math work on that? What does that mean? Versus a simple. Like you can't let many days pass and you don't have that really down, okay? That's the baby stuff. Like that's changed the oil on a race car when you're a mechanic, right? This shit's got to get quickly. You got to move past changing oil to like how to take out the transmission, right? So we got to move this quickly. We don't get hung up in that. You notice I don't use the 50. I don't see any value in the 50. Some people use the 50. Investors Business Daily, and a lot of them teach people to use the 50. I don't need it. I don't use the death cross. A lot of people use the death cross. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't need it. I can already tell inside of what's going on here long before the death cross happens. Now the guy that helped me, he used to use the 13-day moving average. I found that's just inadequate. Doesn't work. It doesn't help me see When you get down that hole, they're no longer looking at this. They're looking at the moving average. See, the moving average is to help you see this. What stage is the stock in? Is it going sideways? Is it going up? Is it going sideways? Or is it going down? That's all it can do. Sideways, up or down. That's it. So when you look at it, you should be able to quickly determine that. Those moving averages, that's the whole point of them. There's nothing magical about a moving average crossover. But let's notice something. It is a point of contention. So look. What's most important about this isn't so much the crossover. And if you've taken my course, Getting Started with Stock Charts, it's not so much about the crossover. It is the relationship of price to the green line. Is price below it? Yeah, okay, that's bearish. Is the green line sloping down? Yeah, okay, well, that's bearish. Are the 5-day and 10-day exponential average below it? Yeah, well, that's pretty bearish. Are they numerically aligned? 5. So we would have 5 on bottom, then 10, then 20. Yeah, well, it's going down. And I just assume it's going to keep doing that until what? Where it stopped before. And we see it doing that. It's stopping where it stopped before. I mean, it's doing the pattern. That's what you see right there. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And so, as I look at this pattern of accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown, and then accumulation, that's all it means. It's accumulating. Price is moving sideways. So we could almost simplify and say, hey, is the stock accumulating? Is it uptrending? Is it distributing, or is it downtrending? And you can tell that. And that's what the 20-day is. We lay it over price. That's what we're trying to see. So it's trying to help us bring order to the chaos. And so you didn't need to know anything, any reason for anything. So sometimes people, why did that happen? They sold it? Why do you think it happened? So someone said, why did Bitcoin drop? Doesn't really matter. I mean, really, let's be honest. What does it matter? If we know the reason, does that change anything? So here's Bitcoin. Awesome definition of the math behind it. This man is driving. Now, notice what's happening with Bitcoin. We don't even need the other indicators, man. We really don't need them, man. It's going down, right? When did that start? Right here. We started drifting down. Now, we were holding this support level, right? We were all hoping it would hold. What happened? Fell down below it. Now what? Where's the next one? Maybe there, which it started holding. Where's the next one? Right there, where it's holding. Here's the problem. It's not extreme. It fell 22%, and it's not extreme. I want you to think about that. RSI is not extreme. What does that mean? It can go lower. Now, if it drifts down, which is what I anticipated doing this week, down into the box here, around 42. I don't know. Let me tell you that. I don't know shit. I don't know where it's going. I'm saying if it goes down, that's where it's going. That's the rules of the money flow. It goes to the next level. If it breaks that one, where's it at? It is way down here. If it holds, where's it going? Up here. Be 60 and then 75. So it's the same to the top and the bottom, man. High tide, low tide. Yin and yang. When we're in a downtrend, we go to where we stopped before. When we're in an uptrend, we go to where we stopped before. That's basically how it works. If it breaks through it, we assume it goes to the next one. Now, what is the point of the assumption? You say, who gives a fuck? What does that mean? The point of the assumption is the target. That's the target. If you need a target. You might not need a target. You say, what do you mean? I'm not a seller, so I don't need a target. But what if you're a trader? You need a target. What if you're a swing trader? You need a target. That's trading. Trading is setting a target. So if I'm trading Bitcoin, swing trading it, I'm looking, when I get into the swing trade, honestly, it's not really set up yet for a swing trade. Close. We got a pivot point, stream point, I call it in there. That did technically touch in the box here. So yeah, maybe that's as low as it's getting, right? So we got a pivot point or extreme point, I think I call it in the book. Look, just while we're talking, it ticked down 31.95. Why? It measures 14 days of velocity. How many days of velocity have we had? 1. Well, 2 now. Now we're, I guess, technically working on number 3. So Monday, we could have the start of what? A box. A zone of accumulation where price will begin to move sideways. But I need at least 4 days to actually call it that. Prior to that, I'm just guessing. I'm just like, yeah, that's taking a shot here. And if you notice, you got a text from me, right? Everybody in the Money Flow gang should have got a text because another Money Flow gang member sent me a text. Why? They want me to make money. They want me to be alert. It's on sale. Why? Because we want to buy fear. I'm not swing trading Bitcoin. I'm accumulating Bitcoin to get rich. Let me say it again. I'm not swing trading Bitcoin. Right? That's not what I'm doing. But you could. Money flow trading system is fractal. A fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop. Driven by recursion, fractals are images of dynamic systems, the pictures of chaos. Geometrically, they exist in between our familiar dimensions. Fractals are patterns, are extremely familiar since nature is full of them. For instance, trees, rivers, coastlines, beaches. It's kind of how they detect for hurricanes. What? A pattern. Temperature, time of year, atmosphere, and all their little indicators. We do the same thing. So as our indicators align up, when all 6 say one thing, what? We're pretty sure it's going to rain. Like that's not necessarily certain, but it puts it into our bench because last time it did, this is what it looked like. And last time it topped out, this is what it looked like. And last time it bottomed, this is what it looked like. And you had a completed move, up move to a down move, but we haven't hit the extreme yet. And then what? Price went sideways, price went up, price went sideways, and price came down. If Bitcoin doesn't look like that, send me the book back. See why I get excited? It's amazing. It's amazing, man. Let's look at ENVX. Now, this is one of like a runaway. So let's say you're swing trading, and it's never my intent to smash on other people's trading styles. I just think they're wrong. But I can still be friends with them. The thing about the money flow, I didn't create the money flow. Nature created the money flow. Ever since people started trading gold or wheat, precious metals, copper, bonds, they've been trading bonds for like 400 years. They've been trading gold for like 5,000 years. We've been trading Bitcoin for like 14 years, right? And we've been trading stocks in America style for, what, almost 200 years. And the whole time, even before computers, this was happening. Price was run, go sideways, roll over, and look where it stops. Right where it stopped before. And these are the gray areas of trading that can get sticky, let's call it. And this stock ENVX is what we call a runaway. Now, if you're swing trading, remember I said from extreme low to an extreme high is what? That's a completed swing trade. And if we look, that's going to be right around in here probably. That'd been a nice move. And if you're purely swing trading, that's it. There's your move. Get it and go. And then what? Well, you got all your money. Then you got to go do it again. And again, and again, and again. Now, one thing you can do, and I like to do this if I'm swing trading, I want to leave some on the table. And what I mean is, if it ain't going like this, like if it ain't breaking down, I'm going to stay with it. So I'll stay with it. I'm going to take some off because most of the time that's a completed swing trade. And so I would have done my completion. Stage 1, there's the breakout. Now we've drifted higher. You need to sell. So next sell point, where previous high. So you remember when I said we're going down, we're doing what? This level, and then what? Here's a level, right? Where's another one? Here's a level. These support zones. It's not complicated. These are just general areas, right? You see them. So what? As it goes down, if I was a short trader, first target, second target, third target, fourth target. I don't like to play that game. It bores me. I'm an optimist at heart. And the worse things get, the more optimistic I get. My belief is that over time things go higher. And so I'm an optimist. So it's hard for me to short things. I'm optimistic. I don't like to buy things I think that are bad. I mean, I would want to accumulate, not short them. Now, you can. And I'm showing you, it works the same to the downside as to the upside. And if you've taken my Getting Started with Stock Shorts class, we have these extreme points. These points are very, very important. Draw them out, man. Let's see. There's one. It's probably this one. And this one. What are these? These are the extreme points on these moves. Where it puts in it, and then it comes back, right? Puts in, and we can sit and draw the low ones too. And you should be able to just see these with your mind. You don't necessarily have to draw them, but sometimes it's good to draw them. And you'll see what is price doing. Right? You can just connect them, man. It's just going up in a channel, right? Just going up. Now what? It's broken. Stage 3, right? Probably up in there. So what do we got? 1, 2, now a 3. So what we don't know as these stocks run is how long is this up move going to be? And then how long is this down move going to be? I don't know. I don't have any idea. Here's what I know. Stock prices go where they were before and they stop. And then that's it. And they either go back up or they go to the next one. And using that pattern, that process, it's allowed me to add order to the chaos. So it's kind of like, and this is the most simplest way to describe it, if you walked outside and it looks cloudy, you're like, damn, looks like it's going to rain. Do you take an umbrella? Maybe. Maybe you don't care if it rains. But you still acknowledge it rains. Meaning, maybe you own these shares. All right, take it down. Shit, I'm up 200%. I can write it down a little bit. Why? I might want to buy some more. Right? Maybe I get it back down here to 22 and we do it again. And this thing keeps playing, the money flow. No, that needs to be up. Hold on. And it keeps playing. Then it goes sideways. Then it comes up. And what if it plays this game from $14 to $120? The problem you run into, and this is just logistics, because it's kind of like communism. It looks good on paper until you start trying to apply it. Trading in and out looks good on paper. And if you're going to do that, that's fine. You can do that. But you're going to have to narrow in the number of stocks you're trading because you just can't control it. You can't do like I do where I have 30 or 40 stocks. You just can't do it. Well, I shouldn't say you can't. Well, I don't think you could do it. I don't think any of you are fucking doing it successfully. I just don't believe it. Not in and out, in and out. If you're going to do that, you're going to have smaller number of positions. So if we've decided, now what could we do? We could hold this is where the wild world of the stock market, where millions of people get up every day with different agendas, different intellect levels, different levels of experience, different goals, and all looking at the same data, same information, COVID numbers, number of passengers on an airplane, how many people rented car, how many people stayed in the hotel, what was the number of seats in the restaurant, like how many bookings were there, like everybody's getting that same information, how many new subscribers of Roku, how many, like all that information. So Costco is going to report earnings and almost fucking nobody has any fucking clue what those numbers mean when they come out. They go to Twitter and they read 40 fucking characters and make some intelligent decision based on that. Most people have no fucking idea what they're reading, what they're looking at, or what that even means. And it's fucking a gap counting. They can make it say whatever they want. And we somehow react to it. That's computers, man. They're reacting to it. You can't make sense of that. Yeah. But you could game it. You could try to play it, right? You could say, well, the overall market's in a downtrend and most people reporting are getting blown out. Stocks in a stage 4 decline. Maybe I'll put on a put because the pressure, the pattern, the trend is to the downside. Right? But guess what? Maybe it blows them out and it pops up. And so that's the dilemma, and that's the problem with trading is all of this uncertainty because nobody knows where it's going to go. Nobody knows what millions of people are going to do who all have different agendas, all in different locations, taking in the same information are going to do. You don't know. So they could report awesome earnings and the stock drops. They could report great earnings and the stock goes down or up. They could report horrible earnings and the stock breaks out. That's how it works, man. So Derek is in the process of sending my book back because he thinks his ETH in a stage 1. I'm not going to yell at you, Derek, because we're in church right now. I'm not going to. But yeah, ETH is in the stage 1. ETH barely even dropped, man. This is super bullish. It came back into the box, by the way. Look at that. It barely dropped. It came right back into the box. Look at the RSI on ETH. 45. Dude, there were no sellers. Soon as selling came in, buyers came in. Not you, though. You were asleep. You weren't watching it. I got people in my own group. Sent you a text, still didn't even see it. Oh, I want to be a trader, Gerald. Okay. Let's see. What else? What else didn't we see? Where's Solana? Now, a bunch of us saw it. It barely went down. Look at this. So we're seeing the highest of quality ones didn't. Meaning most of the selling was contained to Bitcoin. And some of the smaller altcoins got hit pretty good. Let's look at Mana. I first bought Mana at like 30 cents. I'm up like 1,000% in that thing, man. 1,000%. Isn't that hard to believe? Yeah, I think it was 30 cents that I bought it at. And at one point it was at like $5. It's pulled back from $5 to $3.50. But get this. Is this a bargain? Is this on sale? Nope. Not at all. So, in lieu of that, we wait for the stage to be built, or price moves sideways, price runs up, price moves sideways, price runs down. But try to look at this, man. Try to look at this. Don't get beat up on the indicators. Take your time with them. Layer them on there. I really think the worst thing for you to do as a new trader, if you're new to looking at charts and looking at stocks, all bullshit aside, to just put a bunch of shit on your chart. You don't know what it is. You don't know why we're using a 20. There's 20 trading days in a month. That's why we use a 20. So if you look at a chart, you don't even need to see all this shit. If price is below that green line, it means the average price today is below the average price of the last month. That's it. That's all that means. And so it makes total sense if you look at this chart. Look, down day, down day, down day, down day, down day. What? It's going to turn the moving average. So what are you seeing with that moving average? It's turning over. What is that? That's very bearish. So we definitely got to wait to see if this builds out as a stage one. I would not be adding to this. Sushi's been getting smashed, so let's look at a stage 4. And guess what? Yes, the money flow works on crypto. Ooh. Now, let me show you where the money flow didn't work. Perfect. Well, it worked. It just didn't help us. Down. There's a box. I didn't get into boxes today. I can't do the whole damn thing. On the extreme RSI. If you're a swing trader, and I like to swing trade these tokens. I like it. I don't know why I like it. I like swing trading tokens more than stocks, I think. I just like to own stocks. I don't really give a shit about owning sushi for very long. But I wouldn't mind selling some sushi at $13. So it starts to move, and I own some, by the way. Move sideways. Has it ever been here before? Yeah, if we look over, it had stopped right, not perfect, but in a similar zone, okay? Bam, dropped down. Didn't work. Bitcoin got smashed. If that gets back in that box, not only is that a 20% move, or 30%, but that is very bullish, man. Super crazy. Keep an eye on that. It's on extreme. You don't have 4 candles. Right now, we just have 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm in it. I've kind of called an audible and added to all my crypto positions. Just small amounts I've been adding every day. Well, yesterday and today. Just added. Did you check out that move it had yesterday? Yes, sir. So in addition to watching this RSI, which is what I was trying to emphasize today, created in 1978 by Jay Wilder. Sounds like a comedian, huh? Well, the only thing we care about on this RSI is these extreme points. Whether it be to the bottom, notice that was not one, or to the top. When we catch these extreme points, that's like the canary in the coal mine. You know, you got the bird down there and he dies. That means, hey guys, we're getting low on air. We're running out of energy here. We didn't even get into the MACD and how we use that to help us. But as you begin to put all these together, the RSI, the magic of the 20-day simple moving average, why do we use a 20-day? There's 20 trading days in a month. This quickly allows me to see. This tends to run in patterns, and you'll see that when price is below the average of the last month of trading, that tends to signal the start of a downtrend. And when price tends to be above the average price of the last month of trading, 20 days, price tends to change direction and start drifting higher. And they tend to, take the stairs up and the fucking elevator down. Prices come down quick, and it typically doesn't last as long as it took to go up. It takes much longer to go up than to go down. So if you're trading from that short side, you got a short window, man. Like I would be covering a Dow short here. If I was shorting, I wouldn't have used this. I would have used the S Dow. Right? So let's say S Dow. That's the index, the opposite. It's not an ETF, it's an electronically traded note. Right? It's the opposite. So when the Dow goes down, this goes up. And where's my first target? About right in there. Now, we're not going to use this chart, though, for your technical analysis. You use the regular Dow chart because these things get too far down and too far up because of the leverage, and it gets them a little wacky, okay? So I probably would have been downsizing this trend. But this is the Dow in inverse right now. So if I showed you this chart, you'd be like, oh, this is pretty bullish. Looks like it might keep going. Here's your next target. I know. And that is the chart of what the Dow Jones could do going the opposite direction. But look, we got a completed move, right? Extreme to an extreme. It's a completed swing trade. So if you're short, I would be taking down that short, which is why you're probably seeing the market pause because I'm not the only person that watches this, right? So anybody that was short is likely going to start taking them off, at least for a minute. They got to lock in some of those gains, man. Lock in some. Whoa. Sorry about that. That was cool. YouTube didn't get to see that. I broke my other camera stand. Shooting. All right, man. So that's the inverse to the Dow. If you ever mess with those, always use the regular to make your trade decisions. You see how much cleaner it is and see how much like it's right on the money here where it stops. There's another little tip for you. If you're looking at triple leverage funds, I like to trade the TQ, triple Qs, the U Pro, the TMF. Look at the regular index to make your decisions on those because these charts will get wacky because of the leverage. Makes sense. All right, man. I'm going to leave you with one stock here to look at. Give me just a second. Yes. Now, always remember, man, whatever you think about comes about. Whatever you focus on grows. Be careful of your friends that are degenerate gamblers. You can always tell. It's fun, but it should definitely be done out of abundance. If you're just getting going in the stock market, if you're just getting going in the crypto, and you should be in both, you can build crypto portfolio really cheap, man. You can take $20 positions and shit. And you should build a little index fund. That's the smartest way, right? What you should do first is work on getting a bag of money. What does that look like? It means not trading dangerous ass stocks. You have no idea what they are. It means putting money into shit that you're not going to sell. Because your first goal is not trading in and out. This is my opinion. Your first goal is to be an acquirer of money. Stacking money. Not gambling, not flipping it. Just the ability to stack money. And once you can stack money, then you can do the other stuff out of abundance. Out of abundance. Because if it doesn't do you any good to have short-term gains and gamble if you can't build wealth with it. And building wealth starts with the ability to stack money. And so it's one reason I'm a big believer in like a dividend portfolio, is that it requires you to do that, the ability to just stack money, or even an index fund, man. Usually people ask me, what should I buy? And it's like, well, the fact that you're asking, you should buy an index fund. Because what you're going to get out of that is the ability to open an account, put money in it, and do that consistently. Now, if you add this, what we've been talking about, and you buy them, and you buy them at the right time, then, somebody just mentioned bonds. Let's look I'm long bonds right now. TMF. Bonds are an actual hedge. All this shit about crypto being a hedge and gold being a hedge. Gold ain't a hedge for anything. Let's see. Gold's a hedge against profits. Let's see. Where's the RSI? 66. So the lesson we were just talking about, that's not a chance. That's not a chance. There's no reason to sell this yet. We sold here. Now let me show you something. I maintain a position in gold or in bonds, meaning, what do you mean? Meaning I don't sell them. So I had added back into the trade here. Where am I looking to take it down? Where it was before, right? So we took it down. It hit, what I mean by take it down is I went from a smaller size here than I had here, meaning I'm selling into strength. So when it pulls back, I know there's people in trading that'll, well, you want to get out, it's moving against you. I get it. You can do that. Right? But they're going up, man. Like, you can do that on Bitcoin, okay. The problem is when I see people do that on Bitcoin is they don't get back in. And then when it runs again, they're not in it. Or they're in it for a small amount because they took the money and put it into something else. That's why I was saying, if you're going to do that all in, all out, swinging it in and out, if you're going to do that, you have to limit what you're trading, because if you open it to all stocks everywhere, you won't have the money to get back in. And so I did this for years. I'd be trading Netflix, and then take the money and you go over here, and now you're in this Facebook trade, and Netflix goes up $200 fucking without you. And you don't have the money to get in it because you're in these other 12 stocks. And so you get a little bit on them. And then another one you were in just took off and runs for $100 a share. And so people don't stay with the same stocks. They're constantly looking for new stocks, while the old stocks go higher. Tesla went a long way without a lot of us. I wasn't in it. I've been in and out of it, but I wasn't in it. But if you traded the money flow on Tesla, and even in the stage 4 declines, instead of panicking, you just saw volatility for what it is. It's just volatility. Meaning, nobody in the money flow group freaked out about Bitcoin dropping 22%. Everyone in there wanted more Bitcoin. You know what that means? They can get rich. Fuck a trade. All right, you got a good trade. Congratulations. Big fucking deal. I like trading, but trading's not what made me a millionaire. What made me a millionaire is stacking cash and putting on big positions and giving them time. Not just in the market, but so it's the same in real estate, man. You can flip a house. People want to talk to me all the time about that. I've flipped houses. Okay? They give you a little money. It ain't changing your life. You took on a lot of risk. And what? Okay, it flipped. Now you got to pay taxes. Big fucking deal. Like, it's not that complicated. What makes people rich is owning houses for 20, 25, 30 years. That's what makes people rich. Flipping them just buys you some shit. And then you pay taxes and you got a little money. That's it, man. And it takes people a long time to understand this. A long time. And then eventually they get old and they come to that realization. Damn, everything I ever sold in my life is worth a lot more money now. You know, my man says, don't flip, burr. You know, yeah, I mean, I get it. You can burr. I burr too. Let's see. But yeah, you're right. I'd rather burr it out than flip it for sure. So let's look at, we already did Bitcoin. Who's got a good one? Let's see. And it'll simplify your trading. But here's what you'll struggle with if you position trade. You were in profit and then the profit went away. So there were people that are new that were in Bitcoin. You're new. And you had a little profit. Let's say you were up like 15%. Maybe you took some down. And then you had that big ass fall. Or what if you just started buying Bitcoin here and now you have this big ass fall? Well, you're just getting going in the cycle. And so, you know, I had a lady the other day who was kind of bummed out. I couldn't take my profits and kept talking about profits. And I'm like, you've been in the market 4 fucking months. What are you talking about? Profits. Like, I'm like, you don't get to keep your whole balance, man. The only way to do that, if that's what you're looking at, is you got to sell completely out. Like you get in and you get completely out. And you can do that as long as you understand that's what you're doing. And if you're going to do that, then you got to follow a limited number, man. You can't have 30 fucking trades going like that. It ain't going to work. You know, so if as this goes up, if I'm holding this, when it hits that extreme, it's going to pull back. It doesn't go straight up, right? So I get one of two choices. I could downsize into that. If you wanted to, you could. And so the way you keep your profits, if that's your goal, is when it goes extreme, you take some down. And then what? It's going to sell off. Now, what is your game plan here? You're waiting for what? Stage one's what? So you can put it back on. What? So you can ride it up. So what? So you can take it back off, right? And you do it in a couple, like there. So if you're swing trading, it would have looked like this on Bitcoin. You would have bought the stage one, right? There's your breakout. What? Now you're hitting the first target. And then what? There's second target. Now what? Stage 3. You got to be downsizing. If that's what you're doing, you're trading it. That's one way of trading. Yeah. Another way of trading is I'm buying these and I'm going to sell them later. When it's so damn big, it does something for me. I don't want $80 profits, guys. I don't want $800. You take that. I want 800 fucking thousand if we could do that. Let's do that. You know, I want multiple Bitcoins. I want this trade to be $100,000. So on the next run up, when it goes extreme, now we're talking about profits. And you're not crying about $600. You're talking about the $60,000 that you just pulled out to put on a house, right? That's going to give you profits so that you can buy more damn Bitcoin with the rent profits. And that's the cycle you play, man. Most people are playing too small. Playing too small. Their time frame's too short. And you're just playing too small. It's all mental masturbation, man. That's my opinion. Don't want to upset my friends. Let's see. Oh, Bitcoin's looking nice, though. Oh, man, I hope you guys are in on this. So we got a box building. I hope you're watching this. I started borrowing against my Bitcoin yesterday. It took approximately 8 seconds to do that. Why? To buy more Bitcoin. Now, you know, maybe that ends up being a bad idea, but it's had a hell of a pullback. It's a pretty big pullback. What are the chances it does that again? Well, if it does it again, I'll stay solvent. If shit does it again, we're going way low. Way, 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 way low. Hopefully that's not the case. All right, someone asked about Bob. Everybody's concerned about Bob, but man, you guys are just going to ride this Chinese shit to zero. I like, of all the Chinese companies, Baba, NIO are obviously come to mind. These are growth. I mean, this is just terrible here. This is awful. I would not touch this. Yeah, I mean, like he said, it's a put. Like, this is bad. Like, there's your... Let's go to the weekly. Wow. 310 to 111. Wow. So, wow. As a general rule, when you look at these charts, if you have a friend that's telling you about a stock, go look and see if the RSI is green. If your RSI is green, your friend is a dumbass, okay? And you don't have to tell him that unless you want to. But if you ever get a friend, now if he's telling you to buy some shit and it's on a RSI on this side, your friend might be smart. Even that's not an assurance, right? That's what the class was talking about. Do I think Baba will get delisted? No, I do not. You definitely want to buy the bottoms. Whoa, says I know a dude that put 20K in Baba at 220. Yeah, he's only down 50%. He might keep adding to it. So, watch this. What if he keeps adding Biden and the Chinese guy spoon? Everything gets better. This shit starts coming back. COVID eases and it goes to $500. Then he'll be smart. We don't know yet. Now, the spooning thing is likely, but let's see. I got a big position in Uber. I got more than your friend in Uber. I'm not selling my shares though. We could take Uber to $1. I'm not selling it. I'm accumulating. I'm not buying right now. RSI did hit an extreme. Price went even lower. It's basically back to the same spot. We'll see. I'm not rushing in right now. I'm more excited about Bitcoin than I am Uber right now. But yeah, I would be chipping away at Uber. It's too soon on these, man. Too soon on these. Yeah, I think people are sleeping on Uber. Let's see. Where's Snapchat? All the naked ladies cannot save Snapchat. It's still going down. Now, I told you I was going to leave you with a stock. Now, this is my sleeper. Now, this was probably some short covering on Friday. Zynga. Now, I first started playing with Zynga over in here. And then it went down. So I am underwater. It's all right. Zynga's well below the 200. Zynga makes real money. And I think it's worth at least $10, $11. So if I wasn't in it, but I am in it, and I added on Friday, price getting back above that 5-day. So we didn't get into it in the class, but one of the things I'm looking for on this stage one, it's not only 4 bar sideways, we don't have 4 on Zynga. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. But is I would like to see when price makes that break on the stage 1 that it gets above that 5-day moving average, which is going to require you, if we go back to BABA, to wait. You got to wait until it gets, I mean, it's too damn low, man. The moving averages are too far away from it. Look how far away the 5-day is. I mean, it's $10 away from the 5-day moving average. If you come down here, and this is your momentum indicator, the MACD. Look at that thing, man. It is pointing down, dude. This is brutal. Tons of bums. Zynga has an actual campus in San Francisco. Tons of bums there, but they are still growing. So what did are the bums using the app, bro? Are they working? Are you just throwing that in? There's a lot of bums in the city. That's funny. Some of those bums may actually be shareholders of Zynga who've lost all their money in this little sell-off. No, bro, we really don't. Everybody's throwing up space from it. They all look the same. Shitty. All these stocks look shitty, guys. There's no reason to show any bums. Brittany says there's bums everywhere in San Francisco. Those are the eligible bachelors, Brittany. Let's see. That's who you get to choose from. Yes, certified bona fide bumps. Bro. They're certified bums. All right. You guys want me to talk about space? Fuck. Looks horrible. This stock looks terrible. I'm in it. It is not, I would not buy here. It's too soon. See, you see this? Now look at Zynga. See the difference? So I added to Zynga. Why? Because it's going up. It's going up. It's above the 5-day. That shit there is still going straight down. So, I mean, if you're okay with that, like you're like, hey, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it on this. Yeah, nibble. I mean, the RSI is below 30. Like, it's crazy cheap, I guess. It just could keep going. There's no life, no sign of life here. So even the momentum, like, it's now just drifting. So just look at it. The MACD just went sideways on this. Let's see. All right, yeah, we saw Z stop, so I don't like to look at, you guys are pissing, I don't know, we got a breakout. Again, big difference between this and space, right? This is breaking out, big difference. We don't need to look at DraftKings, bro. It looks like shit. It's going straight down. What are we going to look at? A red chart going down? So if we're looking at the pattern, what I'm looking for is any sign of a stage 1. So if I'm holding these and I'm position trading, say a Roku, a DraftKings, a Peloton, Uber, Lyft, all these type of things, right? And I'm holding these and I'm looking to add, then what I need it to do is stop being red. It needs to stop being red and go sideways. And the moment you have that, you have what's called accumulation. And the market is chaos. It's up, it's down. Again, like we said in the beginning, millions of people, some of the smartest human beings on earth, get up every day. People way smarter than you or me get up every day. And they're looking at news and they're looking at data and they're trying to interpret it and make some kind of decision based on some shit they saw in that data. And for some people, that's with computers. Some of them are running endowment funds. Some of them are day trading. Some of them are swing trading. Some of them are buying holds and hedge funds and family offices, and all this stuff is converging every day when it dings. And I can't compete with all that. And I can't read news and interpret that. Like, I can't read news and go, oh, that'll be good for Bitcoin, because they banned it in countries and it goes up. And then no news came out and it went down 22%. Okay? And I saw today they were trying to say, well, the people did this Bitcoin because of, and they said some bullshit about the tech. And no, at midnight on Saturday night, someone decided to sell a shit ton of it. That's why it went down. And then it went down. And that triggered more selling because people have stop losses in. And that triggered more selling. And then people start pushing it because they get on the short side. That's why. That's why it went down. And then that turns into fear. And then it keeps going until all of a sudden what? It goes too far. And then what? Greed comes in. And then greedy people like me go, oh my God, Bitcoin's 44,000, and they start buying. And I don't know why I'm buying. I have no fucking logical reason to be buying other than it looks cheap because it just fell 20%. And I believe that over time it goes up. And so I don't even know what information we're interpreting. I just see price and it went down. And I looked and, that's it. That's the insanity that is happening every day in the stock market. Most of you guys don't know who the CEO of any of the companies you own are. You never been to their website. Probably don't know their earnings. Don't know who the CFO is. Probably never used the product. Like, you've never used Palantir ever. You saw it on YouTube. And this YouTuber was talking about it. And then they put it on Reddit. And then you're like, fuck, I like this Palantir. You've really never been to their stock. Like, you've never used their product. Some of you maybe have. I know nobody's used Space because they don't have any customers at all. So it's not judged based on money. There is none. They have no customers, right? So now here's Zillow. Zillow does have customers. I use it every day. Every day I use this app. People say, how do you find houses? Right here. Zillow. And then the same guy will go, how do you find stocks? Right here. Zillow. Same one. So I use this. I list houses on there for rent. So that is a great place to start looking at stocks, right? And we know why this happened earnings straight down. This is terrible. This is a stage one. Look at this. Everything I was talking about earlier. This right there. That's the stage one. Now look what happens when the price gets sideways. This is not Baba at all. Doesn't look like this at all. Baba's going straight down. Not this. So if you can tell the difference, I just took you to like level 2 trading. So look at this. Right, you guys don't even deserve moving averages. Let me take them off. Nobody on here deserves moving averages. Let's look at Baba. Especially not Victor for interrupting my class earlier with your information, letting me know that I could adjust a chart. Because after 21 years, I didn't know I could make the chart bigger. Now I know. Thank you, Victor. Let's see. Notice this. Straight down. There's no box at all. No box has started. Now if we look at Zillow, straight down, and then what? Put in an extreme low point day right there. And from that day on, we can start to count a box, if that's okay with Victor. If he lets me teach the class. And now what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we got a box right there. Got a box. So we start nibbling. So if you're position trading this or have no position at all, this is where you would want to jump in. Now, here's the funny thing. This is the funny thing. Funny to me. It's probably not funny to them. In the same day, I had someone say, Gerald, do you think I should get out of Zillow? I've lost a lot of money in Zillow. I had X number of shares here, and it went down. Now it's going sideways. Not 10 minutes later, a guy says, hey, Gerald, Zillow looks really cheap. I know they missed earnings. Looks like that's baked in. Their market cap's been cut by 40%. So we probably figure that's accounting for the billions these idiots are going to lose trying to buy houses with algorithms, which is dumb. But anyway, they figured that out. They had to pay. Now, maybe it worked. Maybe it would have worked, but it didn't work. But they also made money other ways. That's beside the point. So we could say that's probably factored in now. It's dropped so far, right? It's still the number one app for real estate, searching, listings. I pay Zillow money every month to use their service as a landlord. Many landlords do. So one guy says, do you think I should sell this? And literally 10 minutes later, the next person goes, this looks really cheap, Gerald. Do you think I should buy it? Same stock. Why does one want to sell it and one wants to buy it? What's the reason? The only reason is the one bought it higher. That's it. That, because of where he bought it or she bought it, I won't give you up, girl, but I will now, is a girl. The only reason she wants to sell it is she's in it and it went down for a long ways. And there's people that'll tell you that. You should sell that. Okay. And those same people will tell you, you should go look for an undervalued stock. So when you sell Zillow, go look for a stock that's been beat up and buy the stage one. So maybe you could sell Zillow and take your loss and go buy Baba. That'd be a good idea. You could buy Baba. That's cheap. It's on sale. This is the fucktard stuff that people have, the conversations I have. Okay, so I'm going to take a massive loss in Zillow, and then I'm going to go find another growth stock to buy because, well, it's cheap, Gerald. They got beat up. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I was like, what are you going to buy when you sell Zillow? Oh, I was looking at Palantir. It's on sale. Okay. And as the world turns, and every day, all you guys that make those kind of decisions, you get up and you get to face and go against the smartest people on planet Earth, and they want to take your money because they know you will react with emotions and do dumb things like sell something you're down in 40% to buy something that just dropped 40%. Make any damn sense? How does that make sense, man? We're not even talking tax reasons. I'm just talking fucking logic of that. But yeah, now we went and like you could do it for tax reasons. Okay. That makes sense. That wasn't the question. That's not what they were asking me. They were selling it because they were down. That's it. But my man's right. Now, but doing that, you're making the assumption that you think the other one's going to go up. Maybe it doesn't. Well, we're getting sidetracked. This is why it's hard for me to have these conversations with people. And this is why I stopped having to do coaching and stuff. But because most people are not playing this game to get rich. They're not. They're trying to make money quickly, like this week, next week, move in and out. Mental masturbation, that's the game they're playing. And a year of this and another year and another year and another year and another year. They're not worth $500,000 at the end of the 3, 4, 5 years. They're still fucking around trading this 30, 40 grand that they've been messing around trading for the last 5 years. And I get lectured by people who've been trading 30,000 for 7 years about stop losses. Okay. All right. Do that. I mean, it worked well in Tesla, right? Every time you drive, you stopped out and you watched it go higher and higher. It's worked well in Bitcoin. There's all kinds of people who've traded in and out of Bitcoin. They've been trading crypto for 5 years, still not million. How in the hell could you be investing and trading in something that's going up 180% a year and you're not rich? Do the multiplication by 5 years alone. So if you've been trading Bitcoin for 5 years and it's gone up 100, that's thousands of percent. All right, smart guy, I'm listening. Give me some more trading advice. Man, you better be careful who you're listening to. They've been trading it fucking 5. You should be rich. No, they're not rich because they go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And that's why they're not rich. Now, you can do that trading. You ain't going to get rich. It's not going to happen. I don't believe it. Let's see. We can make some money, though. Calls on Hood. Let's see. This may have to be the absolute last one because I'm going to flip out now. All the degenerate gamblers are up past 9 o'clock. Let's see. Yeah, that'd be a great idea, sir. Buy call options on something going straight fucking down. That looks... Now we're just opening it up to... All right. Yeah, guys. Here's what you do. You take a stock that's going straight down, that's not following the money flow. So you've obviously never read my book. So you came in and interrupted my class with your question, and it's the exact fucking opposite of what I would tell you to do. So obviously you haven't read it. If you have, send it back to me. You just wasted my paper and ink, all the time I took to fucking fill the label out to send it to you. This is going straight down. No, we're not buying call options. I just spent an hour. I'm assuming you weren't listening. It has to go sideways. Price has to go sideways. There's no sideways. You're like, well, yeah, let's buy call options on that. And BABA. Buy them on BABA, Hood, and Space. Let's see how that works. You got to let for it stop dropping, man. Now, Hood ain't going to zero. And I own some Hood. I like Hood. But at some point in your life, you've got to stop gambling. That's not trading, dude. You know that, right? You've got to know that. If you go and buy call options on this, you've got to know that is not trading. On any planet in the fucking solar system, is that trading? That's not trading, dude. That's like, here, $50 green. That's what that is. It's fucking waste of time, dude. No, it pisses me off because I'm surrounded by people with that bullshit in their head, man. And you're gonna stay broke, man. Fuck broke. And you hang out with fucking losers, and all they do is fucking gamble, and nobody has discipline, and they can't invest or build positions, have zero fucking patience. And I listen to people fucking lecture. You haven't even been through a full fucking money flow cycle, and you have an opinion on the stock market. Meaning you haven't been through a stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4. You haven't been through that, but you have an opinion on something. It's like talking to a fucking third grader about life. They want candy. That's most people's fucking conversation. It's like talking to a third grader and you're like, would you like green beans or a candy bar? I'll take candy bar. They're not smart enough to know I can't eat candy bars every day or it'll fucking kill me. They don't know that, man. And that's most people approaching the stock market, man. It's fucking terrible. And you should limit yourself I do, if you haven't noticed by my responses to them. I don't want to speak about it. It makes me fucking sad. It makes me sad that something that I love so much and people turn it into that, man. It pisses me off, dude, is what it does. It pisses me off. It really pisses me off if it's inside my own group because it's like, what the fuck am I even here, man? Fuck, all this talking, writing, and then, should I buy calls on this? Fuck, man. Seriously, most people are wasting their time. You literally should just fucking go take your money and go play blackjack. You'll do better. At least then there's fucking rules. They make you follow them. You can't do that, sir. Like, they don't let you. But here, you can do whatever you want. Click buttons, push shit. You can just be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've done no study. I don't know who the CEO is. I don't know where the company's based. I don't know what any analysts think. I don't know any of that. You know what I should do? I should do options on it. That's what I should do. I don't know why this doesn't work. That's what I think. Let's see. I'm just kidding, man. Let's see. Let's check out. Right. Oh, God. So tomorrow, and I'll go with this. I'm glad I didn't have to do that during service. That's why I mute Instagram during the money flow service. I just can't take it. So what do you think Coin's going to do tomorrow? Let me tell you where this is going. Now, let me show you something. So about 2 years ago, some of you on here, I sat and I showed you this, and I said, listen, I developed this thing called the money flow, and it moves like this, and I didn't know about Coin. So when I first started teaching this, Coin wasn't even a stock. It wasn't even on the stock exchange. But it sure looks a lot like that, Gerald. How is that possible? How is it possible that Coin looks just like this? Sideways up, sideways down. How is it possible when this stock didn't even exist when I came up with this? How is that possible? How is it possible? Now look where it's stopping. Right where we thought it would. Right where it stopped before. You know, again, hand grenades, not exact science. So I would start looking for what? A pivot day. So I start drawing this. I'm trying to draw the stage one. Do I buy calls on this? No. It's going straight down. What am I waiting for? It to go sideways. And the guy says, why would you get mad? I don't know your strategy. That's why I'm mad. I'm mad that everybody's broke, man. That pisses me off. And it should piss you off. I'm mad that more people don't understand the stock market, or that they buy on stage threes when the RSI is extended. That pisses me off. It makes me angry. It should make you angry. So no, we're not buying this. Why? It's in a stage 4 decline. Has it stopped dropping? Not at all. Look, RSI is still down. All the momentum is pointing down. This indicator that none of you know who created it and that it was given to you free. Don't look at the math and understand it. Didn't buy any of the books by the guy that wrote this. Have no idea who created it. It's not stock charts. I'd be shocked if... Okay. I could ask who created it, and it'll take about as long as it takes to Google it for it to come up. Because nobody knows. No, Wilder didn't create the histogram. You only know Wilder because I said it. Or stochastics. You know who created stochastics? Nope. Never even bought his books. This one here is by a guy named William Blue. He's dead now. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. You know all about the Kardashians. Don't know anybody that created this stuff. That's why you're buying call options on Hood. Let's see. If this breaks, it's going down in here. Where do you think it's going to open at on Monday? I bet it opens up down here. I'd be willing to bet most people could name more Kardashians than they could creators of indicators. That's most of you. You can name all the different Kardashians, starting line for the Patriots, but don't know who created any of the indicators you use. You just put them on your chart because some fucking YouTuber told you to. Chris Johnson said use the MACD, so I'm using the MACD. Don't even know what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Ford option, stage 1 all day. Really? But you are brave, sir. You realize the whole market's in a sell-off right now. I hope you're not saying you're buying Ford call options. All right. We'll end with this. The wind is what? The S&P 500. The wind is going straight down. That means most stocks are going to go straight down. So the wind is to the downside. 20, 10, 5, all numerically aligned, all pointing down. Still don't have a low. We're not even on the RSI. We blew through the previous point. So where's the next one? About down there. So we got another 5% or so to the downside. The only thing saving you is right here. So we'll see on Monday. But let's look at Ford real quick. I would be very hesitant to put on a Ford call option, sir. This has got to be all the Wealth Squad. All you guys with your options. Okay. So let's say we're looking at this. I hope you're talking about a put, okay? I could see where maybe you're going to do that. Now, long time ago, I wrote this book, and I've never seen this chart. Why? Because this is Ford in the future. So let's go back to the future. Stage 1, stage 2 breakout. What do you think this is here? Just asking. If anybody's ever been through my courses, or some of you guys watched and still haven't bought the book, just greedy. So if we're looking at this, look, it has to be. Everybody I talk to in the Wealth Squad talks to me about options. Nobody ever talks to me about shares. Why is that? I don't know. I'm curious. What's going on? Stage 3. Stage 3. Stage 3. Whew. You be brave, sir. Maybe it corrects in time. It doesn't have to go down. But that sure looks like this. Sideways, up, sideways. So we got a long distribution. If it continues without, but see, now it's below the 20. Yeah, man. I wouldn't do that. That's just me. Oh, is that the Professor Squad? Professor. A lot of Wealth Squad is about options, mostly because it can make a lot of money quick. I know. It's called degenerate gamblers. It's all right. A lot of my friends are degenerate gamblers. Very few of them are rich. Now, my friend Chris is a gambler. He's kind of rich. He is one of the exceptions. But I would learn. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything with this, though, to be honest. I'm in this, too. I'm in this. So. But look, it's crossing over, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Ford does. I don't know what it's going to do here. Which trade is on sale? Zynga. Zynga's the play. Carl says, I know, me and Chris are friends. That's why I can make fun of his socks. I like Zynga. Now this, I'm okay. If they're telling you this, that's dumb. But since folks don't have the capital to swing trade like he does, they buy options. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. That's dumb. You know why? Because we got time. If you can't trade with a little money, you can't trade options. You can't make money swing trading on a little money. You can't trade options. You're going to lose all your fucking money, man. So after you lose all your money, come see me. Just word. I'm going to tell everybody that. Oh, you guys doing it. When you blow all your money, come see me. I'll help you. Write that down. It's December 5th. When you lose all your money, come see me. I know he's doing less. You're going to lose all your fucking money. That's why there's no long. Well, let me get sidetracked, man. Anyway, I said enough. I showed you the money flow. Showed you the basics. If you go to the Peters report, let's back this up. You can see what I'm doing. Grab my book. These are the stocks I keep an eye on every day over here. These are the ones that I'm tracking every day. I do look at others, but these are the ones that I'm looking for swing trades, or I'm in position trades, or I'm just tracking them. And, I'm doing them around that pattern that we were looking at. What scenarios do you call an audible for the money flow? Last night or Saturday night with Bitcoin's drop, that was an audible. I bought some Bitcoin. The problem with that is a guy starts trading 3 weeks in, he's calling audibles. And he's like, bro, stick to the strategy. Here's the hardest thing you're going to find. Not style drifting. Now, here's how people push back on me about style drifting. Oh, I'm not style drifting. I'm learning new things. Bullshit. You ain't even learning this thing. Style drifting is when you kind of learn a style and then you ain't been through 2 or 3 little money flow patterns and you're already looking at another style and you ain't even been through 2 or 3 patterns and then you're looking at another style and then you're like, no, I'm learning. No, you're not. That's not learning. Learning to learn is dumb. There's no reason to learn if you're not going to apply it. So I've tried explaining to people, what's your favorite stock or real estate books? Buying real estate? Go buy a house. Stop reading books. You don't need to read another book. You read one. Now fucking apply it consistently for a while. That's a lost fucking art, man. Applying something, doing the mundane day after day, like that is a lost art. Being able to do that. I added to everything, dude. Bitcoin, ETH, sushi. I went down the list, banged all of them. So I added to all my positions. Yeah. So a lot of people will equate style drift. And you know you're style drifting when the first time you get smacked in the face and they're like, oh, I don't like boxing anymore. Let me go do yoga. Well, when you trade, you're going to get smacked in the face. You're going to get caught. And sticking with your strategy, for a while, like a fucking year, man. Don't change it. Stick with it. Stay with it. Whatever it is you're doing. If you're day trading, stay with it. If you're swing trading, stay with it. Keep doing it. And you're like, well, I'm losing. Good. It's called repetition. You're supposed to lose. You don't know what you're doing. And do it for a year. Just keep losing. Put money in. Lose. Put money in. Lose. Fuck, you're not special. That's everyone. Everyone who ever did well did that. You don't just play in the NBA. You got to go to fucking elementary school, then high school. You got to play, man. This is no different. The smartest people in the world get up to play this game. You're going to walk in and just take their money? Think about it, man. Takes time. Takes time, man. Are you in any metaverse? Yes, Engine and Mana. I like Fubu. I like the clothes too. Yeah, now hopefully you don't pay too much. Yeah, so Mana and I'm not in sand. I need to get into sand. Let's see. Yep, reps are the key. He said professor gave him shit for losing 40K. Now, professor's a day trader. So friends can disagree. I got a lot of friends I disagree with. I got a lot of good friends I disagree with. A lot of good people, man. You disagree with them. Trade different, teach different. You can't all do it the same, but you can't do all of them. That's the problem. Yeah, PayPal's setting up on stage 1. Can't do all of them. You can't do what I do and do day trading and do options and do. You can't do all that, man. It's not possible. This is why you hear me say, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. They're like, well, what about I don't do that? I don't fucking style drift. You go do that. You hop around. You join a bunch of different fucking groups. You do all of that. I'm not doing that. I got that out of my system a long time ago. I've been through a lot of corrections, a lot of pullbacks, it doesn't bother me. Like, dude, what you do that. I'm not doing that. You style drift. I'm not style drift. You call it learning. It ain't learning. It ain't, man. Style drifting. Now, it may not be your style. Then you go learn a new style. But how are you going to judge it? If some of the greatest traders in the world can have a negative year, how do you judge it if you don't do it for at least a year? Now, you notice that rhymed, right? Think on that. If some of the greatest in the world can have a losing year, how do you judge it if it's based on losing and it hasn't been more than a year? Do you use scanners? No, that's for lazy people. Let's see. Filters and scanners are for people who claim they're too busy. I don't even know what that means. I like looking at charts. So why would I want to speed that up? I like looking at charts because I like trading. So why would I need filters? Doesn't make any sense to me. How'd you lose 40K? Did you sell the shares? If you didn't sell the shares, you ain't lost 40K. Let's see. Impossible to call the bottom, but always good estimate based off history. That's bullshit. I call the bottom all the time, son. All of them. I call all the bottoms. This is the bottom. Right here. What he just said is wrong. He said you can't pick the bottom. Bullshit. That is the bottom. That's the fucking bottom. What's your definition? That was the lowest price. Oh, he means down the future when we look back, you can't call the bottom. That's what they usually mean when they say that. I can find the bottom right there. That's the bottom. Right? That's the bottom. So I'd buy it. So if I'm looking at the pattern, right, I would buy the bottom. That's the bottom. Price goes down, RSI goes extreme, and price starts to go sideways. That's the bottom. And they say, well, you can't buy the bottom. Yeah, you can. And what if it goes and does it again? Do the next one. And if you buy all the stage ones, I promise you, you will have bought the bottom. So when they say you can't buy the bottom, that's not true. You can buy the bottom. All bottoms look the same. So here's PayPal. Now, a lot of this is how you see things. That's why I'm trying to get people to open their eyes for a second. Look at Zynga. If I can fucking type. We bought on the bottom. So I added yesterday, right, on Friday. Did we buy the bottom? So far, that's the bottom. And it'll probably move up. So that's what we're looking for. But that is a bottom, and that is a bottom. My point is, it may not be the bottom, but this is what bottoms look like. The RSI goes extreme, price starts to go sideways, and then it goes to rip. But then it could do it again, right? So we would have bought, if you're buying stage ones, you would have bought each of these. You can buy the bottom. It's always weird to me when I hear that, though. I know what he means, but I'm not picking on you, bro. I'm just saying, people, I love Zynga. It's not Z-Y-N-G. It's Z-N-G-A. Oh, are you wanting me to look at... Come on, man. Now we're trying to trick me. That's all I got, man. Somebody keeps asking about bed. BBY, not Bed Bath & Beyond. It's BBY, is that it? If you got powder, ooh, look at this. It looks like a book that I saw once. Look at this, man. Come on, man. All right, come on now. Come on. If this, this big ass gap, that throws it off a bit. But the moment it breaks that 20, where do I assume it's going to go? Where it was before? That's exactly where it stopped, man. Look at that. Now remember, it's horseshoes, man. It's not horseshoes, it's hand grenades. So it's not going to be exactly, but it's going to be real close. So boom, day one. But now what? We need 4 bars. Too soon. Price has got to get above that 5. So look, you got everything else. Momentum changed. Everything is set up on this. BBY, Best Buy. Look at Zillow, same chart, right? Now, you can jump early. I'm just trying to show you the purest form. Look, same thing. Down it went. There's your sideways action. That's your box, right? So it's got to be clear. You got to get a bottom, and then it's got to go sideways. That's sideways. You got to find the box, man. That's the box. Now what? It's breaking. Look. So my man that wanted to buy call options that I picked on, I was just kidding. Don't cry, bro. I get picked on all the time. People pick on me all the time, man. I get called all kind of names. I know, hard to believe, right? There's your box. If I was going to do call options and if I thought it was really undervalued, that's where I would do them. Right there. You don't even need stop losses. Now listen, don't cry. Whatever you do. Girls do not like dudes that cry a lot. I know people say that's not true. Let me tell you a New Orleans story. So I bought this house in New Orleans in the French Quarter, right? It's one of my trophies. It's just a trophy. That's all it is. It don't even make sense. Not even reasonable. It's $450 a square foot. It's crazy. But people party there. Walk around drunk, screaming. It's crazy. And this guy, I'm asleep in bed. Or trying to sleep. I'm laying there and I got headphones on. And I'm weird. I go to sleep listening to Michael Saylor talk about Bitcoin every night. So me and Michael, we go to bed. I put my earphones in and I listen to him tell me sweet stories about how Bitcoin's going to $1 million. And I listen and I'm falling asleep and I hear somebody crying. I'm like, what the hell? And I pull my headphones out. And I'm like, what? And I can hear them. They're crying. And I go to the window and this is second story and I'm kind of looking down. And there's a guy and a girl sitting on my steps. They're sitting on my steps. And the guy is crying. I mean, bawling. Just crying. Not the girl. The guy is crying. And because at first I thought it was a girl, but no, it's the guy. He's crying his brains out. And he said soothing. You don't go to sleep listening to Michael Saylor talk to you how Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million. Is that just me? Am I the only guy that does that? Oh, okay. You guys are weirdos, man. I thought that's what. And hey, if you do that, people around you are going to be like, "What? You go to bed with headphones?" Yeah. Listening to stories of Bitcoin. Anyway, that's true, though. I do that. Not every night. I rotate, but it is often on there. Anyway, this guy's crying. He's drunk. He's telling her all about his life. That's one of my New Orleans stories. I got a bunch of them, of people doing weird shit. Anyway, that box reminded me of that dude crying on my... Anyway, that's breaking out, right? There's your box. It's breaking out. So this is what I would be looking for. So this is what we need to see on DraftKings. You're seeing it right now on PayPal. PayPal's a buy, man. PayPal is a buy. If I could type PYPL. PayPal's a buy. It's building the box. Tried to get above the 5, came back down, still building that box, man. Hey, if you're going to listen to anybody on about Bitcoin, you might as well listen to the guy that's borrowed more money. I don't know how much Michael's borrowed, but it's got to be close to $1 billion. If you don't get your conviction from him, I don't know who you get it from. He's borrowed $1 billion to buy Bitcoin. And I'm trying to talk people into buying a little bit. This motherfucker's borrowed $1 billion. Put his whole life on, like, that's conviction, man. That is conviction. And I got people wanting to sell Zillow. Michael's ridden down Bitcoin 50, 60%, 3, 4, 5 times. Now they want to sell Zillow. I'm going to sell it. I'm down 50%. So you're going to sell Zillow and then go buy another stock down 50%. That makes a lot of sense. So it's breaking out. This is where you would have been adding right there. If you follow the money flow, you should have added right on the bottom. Right there. Right? That's it, right? Best video to sleep to? Dude, there's so many of Michael Saylor videos. It's like they're not even in fucking order anymore. That guy talks so damn much, they're not in order anymore. Oh yeah, don't go to sleep listening to me, man. Michael says, New Orleans loves you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm ready to go back, man. I'm ready to go back. I'm already bored at home. I'm doing a Fox News interview on Tuesday. This is Zillow. So I like Zillow. I like Zynga. I'm doing an interview on Fox News on Tuesday. Not for me. It's a documentary they're doing on child social media stars. Mike Tyson cries every time he talks about his 4-year-old daughter. I could imagine that would make him cry. All right, Buzzkill. But Mike Tyson's allowed to cry. He's a big dude. He can knock you out with one punch. So we can't make fun of Mike Tyson. I like Solano. Solano. Sol. S-O-L. I call it Sol. Man, whatever you want to call it. All right, pulling up the Gala chart. Because you knew that information that he also, the CEO of, what is it? Did I spell it right? Yeah, I don't make fun of a guy who can knock me out one punch. Let's see. I was just listening to Mike today. You sure you got the right ticker, homie? What's the Gala? There's no Gala. Do you get a free t-shirt? That's a good one. I should send somebody something. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I don't see a chart for this. Is this an IPO, man? Yeah, DraftKings is setting up. I think they're fucking with me on the other one. Not yet, though, man. We got to see that sideways action, man. No. Let this thing, I would make this thing confirm. We started to have it here. You might have got pulled in. I may have added right here because that could have got me 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. It's above the 5. And then we drop again. I would wait. We need to see that sideways action. That is close. That could have got you. That's the problem. If you start buying stage ones, it may not be the last. My man said you can't catch the bottom. No, you can catch every bottom. Oh, you're talking crypto, bro. I did not know that. That must be what's the market cap on Gala? What is it, Gala? Gala? I don't recognize that one. It's not on stock charts? Yeah, see, it's probably too small. What's the market cap on that? Is it in the millions? Yeah. TradeView is how I have to look at Shiba and shit. It's low, right? Yeah, I'm not doing any low cap coins right now. There's too many big cap coins that still have a lot of room to play, man. I'm trying to. Is it low? Yeah. I mean, you can make big money in those for sure, but I love stock charts, man. If you talk bad about stock charts, I would not invite you to my house for Christmas. That is for sure. This platform was one of the very first mobile platforms in the world. Anyway, yeah. GPS. All right, Kimmy, let's look at GPS. Yep, that's set up. That's set up real nice. That is set up real nice. All right, man. That's it. I'm done. These all look terrible. Good luck trading. I would imagine coin and them are going to get blasted at the open. Maybe not. Maybe since Bitcoin stabilized, they won't. But if it does, that's a nice buy zone where it comes into there where it's going to stop. Keep an eye on it. Look for Zynga to move higher, man. Look for Zillow to move higher. I mean, those are probably going to be counter trend trades, but there's still room for the S&P to go down, and bonds haven't hit their target, so more pain ahead, I'm afraid, most likely. You guys be good.